go. All right. Welcome to another session on, the language of Ramses, but more specifically the adoption papyrus, which we've arrived on the last page. So I'm thinking we might be able to close that out today. I thought, though, since quite a bit has happened, quick recap of where we left it, because it's a tad complicated. Honestly, not that much once you get used to it. So here's a quick recap of the people involved. Hang on, let me put everybody's pictures at the top. So here we go. So the whole thing starts with Nefer and his wife Nanefer. Um, he sets up a testament for her, oh well, for the two of them, I guess, where he makes her his daughter for inheritance purposes. But of course, the two are married. However, they don't have children. Then fast forward 18 years. 18 years later, actually, he is dead. We don't know that yet, but that's going to become apparent on the last page. But years earlier, they had taken in a servant or slave by the name Hathor has given me a companion. Tiu ni Hathor iriu or iriu. So has given me Hathor a companion.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
is not free, so she is, yeah. I always struggle with the word slave because it comes with too many connotations, but I think it's the best word that we have, I guess, under the circumstances. Um, and she also had three children, two girls, one boy. Only one of them, the eldest, is mentioned in the text. Now, it's not mentioned whom she had those with. A lot of commentators suspect an analogy to, say, for example, something that we also see in the Bible, that this is that these are the children of Nefer. But let's, for the record, it is not stated explicitly anywhere, even though it is certainly plausible. So in any case, then we learned in the last session that the younger brother of Nanefer, who's now writing her extension to that testament, um, she has given the actually has given her younger brother, Pandiu, as husband to the eldest daughter of the servant. Still following me? So basically, the eldest daughter of the servant, her name is Ta Niut Amun. I think it means something like she belongs to the city of Amun, probably. That would make sense with honorific transposition. And this here would be that belonging to article. Otherwise, it would mean the city of Amun. Could also be. I'm not sure, but names with like an article and then ta en pa en he belongs to, she belongs to, that's not uncommon. So I could imagine it's this. Well, in any case, so her younger brother has married the eldest daughter of the servant. And then basically, I try to remember where we left it, what has happened. I think that's the last thing she described. She was basically saying, um, she was saying then that she makes him her heir, if I remember correct. No, 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 not yet. We're not there yet. But basically, she just said that together with Pandiu, my younger brother, no, this younger brother of mine, Pai, son, Sheri being the adjective here, not child, but young. So this younger brother, Anak, of mine, um, Nasheri, or Nasheriu, however, and the children, um, Irim, together with Tayu Senate Art, with her older sister. So the other kids are staying with the older sister. Paper in Padiu, in the house of Padiu. So the younger brother of Tanefer, who now, by the way, calls herself Rennefer, just to make it a bit more complicated. And Padiu is Pai Heri Ich, the stable master. Okay, Pai San Sheri Anak, my younger brother. So just to state that one more time for the record. And then I think we had the last sentence on this page last time, which was iref ni, tui iref ni, sheri paho mi kedit Aka, Aka, double. I think that's how far we got the last time. So key sentence though, she's saying, Tui I, Iref, have made him, or technically this looks like, well, let's talk about the form here in a moment, but note it has the yod. Tui Iref Naf, and that I have made him is for myself. Sheri, Empajeru, Mikedet, Aka Aka. And I've made him as a child, basically, on this day, exactly the same. So basically, she's saying she's adopting her younger brother now as a child who also happens to be the husband of the youngest of the children of the servant girl. Okay, all right. So that's what we had so far. And now comes arguably the most important part. And until when, well, we'll see.
I can do the first couple of phrases, I think.
Awesome. Go
I
for it.
think. So, hang on, let me just get where we're starting. Yeah. So, Jed S.
Mhm.
I don't know why it's a sut, but she,
Just good point, because it's pronounced the same way nowadays, so it's
sut,
just Jedis.
yes.
Ignore the T. Mhm.
Yeah. She says, or she said,
That's right.
Wach imen,
Oh,
uh, as
and
him endures.
bear with me. I should write this down.
Oh, you want, yeah, okay. Sorry. I can see
I
that bit.
forgot. Sam. Okay. So you had
I
Chedes,
Jed
Wach,
Wach
Iman.
imen,
Yes,
and then Wach ha
that's
It's a,
right.
this is a, I've come across this before as a sort of standard oath format.
Correct. Correct. That's
Ah,
right.
Hecker. Now, now what do we get? Uh, Manic?
So yeah, it continues here, right? We just have the normal life,
Yeah.
health, prosperity, and then this should look familiar.
Tui,
That's right.
Iret,
Hmm.
Na, U.
Yeah, although I think normally we leave the W out, but
Right.
for the article, but it's very often spelled that way with the plural
Yeah.
strokes. Hmm.
Uh, well, Remech.
Hmm.
Now, what's under this bit? Um,
Ignore all the stuff that's X'd out.
yeah. Is that an
Yeah, this one here, you can ignore the whole thing
Oh,
that's X'd
ignore
out.
that. Oh,
Ignore
that's
that.
good. E, ear, stepper.
Yeah, here actually there's something missing. There's a little.
E, ear,
That's right. Hmm. And then you had Sepecher, you said?
stepper.
I think it has a sh in there. Sepecher. It's a four radical verb.
Ah, so what is it?
To
Stepper. Oh,
hang on.
I don't
What does
know.
it mean again? To register, I guess, to list in a document, basically.
Ah,
It looks like a causative with the S in front of it, so you think it's somehow related to Pecher, which I thought was something like turn around question mark, but it has this specific meaning for documents, basically list and register, something of that
all
nature.
right.
Hmm.
So it's referring to the people that the Remech,
Correct.
which I list,
Hmm.
and the
Or
Remech
which I have
I
listed.
I have listed.
And when you do that in Egyptian, you have to put like a little object there. So it's actually iri sepecheru, which I have listed them, basically. Sounds weird in English,
Right.
but
All right.
Egyptian wants that.
Yeah. Listed them. Remech,
Mhm.
uh, Nemesh. Oh, that means, is that free men?
Yes, yes, sir. That's what it is. And not any freeman, but freeman.
Ah, free men of Unpatah, of
Mhm,
the land
mhm.
of Pharaoh, of the land of Pharaoh.
That's correct. Of the land of Pharaoh, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you can go on or you can stop
No,
here as you
I'm
wish.
happy to stop there.
Okay, awesome job. I think we had the meaning as you went on, right? No need to go over it again. Or maybe the beginning. How would you translate the very first two pieces?
Uh, I would say as Iman, the translation I've generally seen is as Iman endures and as the ruler endures or lasts.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. As Amun
Well,
endures, as the ruler endures, I set these people which I have listed as free people of the land
free
of Pharaoh.
people, the land of Pharaoh. Yeah.
Awesome. Great job. So maybe on the grammar, the one so I make these people, but the people iri sepecheru, and you may wonder what is this construction here. I thought I'd show that real quick. So there are different constructions in late Egyptian you can use for relative sentences. If it's a present tense sentence, no, these are all for defined antecedents. The man who, the woman who, etc. It's like a specific person, not a woman who. But if you have a defined antecedent and you're trying to make a relative sentence, in the present tense you would use nt or neti, however you want to pronounce the relative pronoun. So very familiar with that. This is also true, for example, for the future, where you would just use the neti with a third future. Um, However, when it comes to the past tense, we have a special form for that. You can use, if the antecedent is the subject, you would just use the active participle. So, for example, wach could be endure, but the basic meaning is place. So, pa something something or person iwach, the so and so who placed, that would be it. Um, if you want to make it the so and so whom I have placed or that I have placed, then you use the relative form. The relative
Right.
form looks the same, but for a suffix pronoun at the end. Um, these things are actually super powerful. You can use them very conveniently, and like I said, formally, the active participle and the relative do look the same. Unlike in Middle Egyptian, they do not inflect. So if they were to refer to a woman, you would not get a T. They don't get plural forms. They're just basically invariable. What they very often have is a pathetic yod in front. So, for example, if I want to say the one who has made or who has made, it would be i'ir. And if I wanted to say the one whom I have made, it's i'iri. The one that he has made, i'iref, etc. So very commonly you will find this e in front of biliteral verbs, um, and occasionally also for some of the triliteral verbs. So that's exactly what you see in our text here. If I jump back in again. Mm, so it's iri that I have made sepecher. Now you may ask, why didn't you say directly I sepecher I? Because it's a quadrilateral verb, and those very often get now you have some kind of paraphrase with a verb form of iri, just probably because it's easier to say than to form the complicated, whatever the vowel pattern would have been for this form. What they do is they start replacing those by using the auxiliary verb iri, and then just stick the infinitive of the complicated verb after it. And that's what's going on here. So this is really just a relative form, So the one whom I have made listing or something, the ones whom I have listed. And so, yes, she sets them free, basically. Questions on this one? Or reasonably clear? Sounds reasonably clear? Okay, awesome. Then I would say let's go on and continue from here. And I'm just reading through it myself. Yes, okay, I got it again. All right. If anybody wants to take it on. So she just said, I'm making them all free people of the land of Pharaoh. And then comes this kind of thingy here.
So it's M to Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry E.
Sherry. Sherry, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm struggling to understand the first bit. As one child of the children?
It could also often be a comma. Like, note that the first Sherry has a male determinative and the second one has a female determinative. I'm assuming this here is Shere and this one is Sherie or something. So basically son and daughter. Or daughter. I mean, you don't know that in context. Could be son and daughter or son or daughter.
Okay. So en sen senet en tai mut.
Mm-hmm.
And the son and daughter of my mother.
My mother, or is it?
Their mother.
That's correct.
Yes. Payu.
Mm-hmm.
So, and their father, Pait.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Medet.
Hmm?
Medet E.
Yeah, I wonder, is it Medit? I guess I'll stay with Medit E. Yeah, Medit
So their
E.
mother and their father's words, promise.
Yeah,
Not so.
so this is an expression you need to know. Medet is to speak, but if you combine it with M to speak in, or basically it means to speak against or to have something to say about. In other words, to contest. So basically, that is a, how would you call it, like a phrasal verb. So basically, I would say, I guess contest would be the best translation in English for meduim.
Okay. And then Vaput Pen. No, Vaput Pendio. That's the name,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
So, and this would be the case of Pendio or the
Good point.
transactions of.
Not a bad guess, but uput has a meaning, specific meaning. It's except.
Okay. So their father and mother accepted Pendio.
No, except in the sense of like everybody except
Oh, okay.
except children below 12 or something. So it's like excluding.
Yeah, except Pendio, my younger brother.
That's correct. So
Paisheri Inek.
that's right. Hang on, let me get my bearings here. Pandio, Pasheri Anak. Yeah, that's right. Sheri? Yeah. Oh, wow. So he has already, I mean, she just said she's going to be my child. So she's already treating him this way. Okay, got it. All right. Maybe pause there.
I didn't quite understand that sentence, to be honest.
It's tricky. What is the M2? Do you know?
Conjunctive? No.
Yeah, it's the conjunctive, exactly. The conjunctive before a nominal form. So basically, it's an and. Yeah. So let's see what we have here. So we have and, son or daughter, brother or sister of their mother or their father, right, say something against them, excluding my son or the son of mine, Pandiu. I think that's probably an if sentence. If any child or sibling of their mother were to say something against it or to say something against them, I think that's how most people have translated that, if not everybody. But I agree with you. It's a bit. It's not immediately obvious, is it? Somehow you'd want to see an ir or something there, or inen, or some kind of if statement at the beginning. It just says M2. So literally, it just says if son or daughter, brother or sister of their mother or father, no, they say something against it, excluding my son Pandiu. Kind of weird. Let's see how it goes on. I share your consternation. It's not immediately obvious how that fits to what we just said before. Shall we go a little bit further?
Yeah. So EO Benset,
You can set.
MDF, MBAC, MBAC E.
I guess, huh? Yeah.
Okay. MD, or is it
MRA.
MRA? Okay. Uni, or how is this pronounced again?
Una.
Una. Okay. And yeah, that's the sentence, I guess. Or is it to continue?
You can, or you can keep it here. Either way is fine. It's an independent piece here, right?
Okay, let's just try it. So if they not give him as a servant in the hand of, I don't know.
Tricky. There's a few late Egyptian expressions you need. MDF. Do you know what MD is? Or anybody?
Is it trade or is it exchange?
It's with, isn't it?
It's with.
It's with, okay.
Yeah, it's with. So basically, this is just a preposition. Even though it looks the way it is spelled, as if it were to say like in giving him or something, but it isn't. It's just a preposition with. So this is with.
So they are not with him as a servant.
Yes.
Okay.
And the una is a negative particle, becomes an in Coptic. Just like not. Emra'a in this case normally would mean something like, I think also, is that what it is? But I think they translate it as anymore here. Let's have a quick look at that. At that particle, because it's fairly common. Of course, it doesn't want to find it now. That's cute. Well, let's use the TLA then. And sorry for the mess on the screen. And you can see I've looked for this before. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in my search history. There we go. I have to move everybody. Hang on. There we go. So also, likewise, equally, but I think in this context, any more would make more sense. I mean, otherwise, but yeah, either way, what would you make out of the whole sentence? I think you were pretty much there.
So they are not with him as servants anymore.
You got it.
Yeah.
Them not being with him as servants anymore. But, and if somebody wants to take over maybe the second half, which would start here.
Yeah, I'll go.
Hi.
All right. So we have U, my F, or I guess MDF or my F, MDF.
MDF.
And M, Senu. Sheriu.
Oops, I lost my transliteration keyboard. Hang on. Sheriu, that's right. Uh-huh. Oh, I guess I can spell out the U because it's there. Uh-huh. Yes, that's
And
right.
then keep going, or I guess just
Yeah,
translate
keep
that.
going, as you wish. Either way is fine.
All right. And then the next sentence, you. Oh, wait.
Mhm.
Yeah. U-M.
Mhm.
Remet. Ni pata. Enek.
Oh, in Pata. Stop here because that's the next sentence. But there's
Okay.
something that this the scribe forgot about, and
Nejim. Nejimu? Is that Nejimu?
Nemech. Nemech. So Remech, Nemech. Mhm. All right. What do you make out of it?
All right, let me get back here. So you, I guess, and they
Mhm.
with, oh wait, yeah, and they are with their brother and sisters.
Close.
Wait.
They are MDF. MDF.
We just talked about this. See, in hand. So I thought it was with or also.
It's with. But whom are
With.
they with? They are with F.
Oh, with him.
Correct. Mhm.
Yes, they are with him.
M Senu Sheriu.
Okay, as brother and sister.
Not quite. Sheri has two meanings. It can mean child or as an adjective. It just simply means
A little.
correct. So Senu Sheriu are
Little brothers or little
sounds cute. Yeah, little siblings. That's right. As younger siblings. That's right.
siblings.
Although little brothers works too.
Where we at here? And they
Mhm.
with the man or with the man of
Oh, this one is just M, not
or
MD.
as.
Right.
And they are as the man. Sounds weird though. And they are as the man something of the land. What's that
Correct.
word?
Right. And Nemech is free, like the legal status of being free.
Oh, so what, free to the land or
Close. There are Remech, Nemech, and Pata.
free people of the land?
You got it. That's right. So if we put this all together, them not being with him as servants anymore, but being with him as little siblings, as free people of the land, basically. So referring to the relationship of her son, formerly younger brother, Pandio, and the other three kids, basically, that come from the servant girl. They're now all equal, basically.
I had a question about the preposition M. The M is it MDF or MIF? I
MD.
know sometimes in hieratic the hand and the D can look similar to each other sometimes,
Yes.
but it's MDF.
It's MDF, and it becomes tough in Coptic. So we know that's what it is. However, there is the MR also in earlier Egyptian. And honestly, you're right. Spelling wise, they look the same, which is confusing. I mean, if you spell the D like an R, which is normal now, right? That's a good point. But yeah, in these texts, it's always MD.
Could I ask you to dig out a little bit more about the Nemech? Because when I look in my Middle Egyptian dictionary, Nemech as a verb means to be poor or to deprive, and as a noun it means an orphan or it says low-class person.
Interesting,
did the
isn't it?
meaning develop in later Egyptian?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Like, for example, Lady Now Nachte in her world, a different world, also an interesting one, which people often look at because what she basically does in her world is she says, I'm going to give this, this, and this to my children who've taken care of me, and the other ones who didn't take care of me, they will not get anything. In any case, it's an interesting story because it basically shows that considerable leverage there and what she could and couldn't do. But long story short, she's also referred to as a Namech of the land. So, and it's obviously in that case somebody of some standing. So even though the thing means indeed does have that meaning of miserable or orphan, it also has that legal meaning of a free person, basically. How those two go together, I don't know. That would be a really interesting article. I've wondered about that too. So I think both meanings are certain, but how you get from A to B, I don't know. Maybe a bit like Nedges in Middle Egyptian, which could be a commoner, but it could also it has that connotation of both being not a noble, but also being somewhat like, I'm not sure. Do I go to 5 or say wretched? I'm not certain, but it has like a
Yeah, because that one's normally written with the little bad bird symbol after it.
correct. So I wonder if it's one of those crossover kind of situations. But honestly, I don't know. Would be an interesting thing to look into. But you're right. It has both of those meanings. Any other questions? If not, then let's go on. So we got all this way to here. I'll just do the next one because it's so much fun. So basically, having said all that, it says next to nek chimtef. So basically, may he copulate with a donkey, may a donkey copulate with his wife, who pa enti fjet bak imu. Hang on, I should transcribe this, but first I'll translate it. The which he is saying, I guess, or is this a future 3? He who will say, and there's a missing ad. Would have to think about that. But in any case, so in free English, the one who says slave to one among them. So let's transcribe that really quick, just so we have it on the screen. Nek, which actually becomes noik in Coptic, so that word lives on. It's an imperative, I guess. No, it's not imperative. This is a subjunctive, but with a pronominal object. That's why the object comes first, and then comes the subject, which is a noun. So next to nek himtef. Note that the himit wife is used with the suffix pronoun. It didn't say taif hemit, but it says himtef for whatever reason. Maybe just for prosody, for the flow of the sentence. Who, the one who pa enti uf jed bak wa imo. Oops, sorry about that. There you go. Oops. Exclamation mark. As we've discussed before, this is not an unusual curse. It occurs in different environments. So not probably. I would say from our modern perspective, it is. It's still surprising, but yeah. Yeah, that's that. This is not a past tense relative, and that's why you use the neti here. In case you're wondering, we had just talked about relatives, but that wouldn't apply here. Whether it's present or future, you would be using neti. Okay, all right. Anybody want to carry on? I think we're really going to make it through this today. That's cool. We are down here. Oh, this is an interesting construction I'll probably have to explain.
Yeah, go.
All right.
All right. So we have yin,
Inen, yeah, meaning if.
wenu, m.
Yeah.
Looks like m. Is this mdu? Not mdu.
MD.
mde.
D E. Yeah, you got it. That's right.
And we have hot or hoot.
Don't forget the bird.
Oh, ahat or ahut.
I think it's just Achid.
Ahat.
Or maybe Achud. You're right. Could be because it's plural. Good point. Yeah.
M. And this is shat or shaut.
Isn't it Sechet? I
So
think it's Sechet. Let me look it up. Could have sworn it was.
you might be right there.
Achud em Sechet, yes. Em Sechet. Yeah.
Then we have Ian again. Ian window. MDE. DEU or MDE.
That's right. E. Yeah.
And we have chet.
Mhm.
And there's a dot there, so that must be some determinative. Or is it hoot? Hoot nebnipata, something like that.
Yeah, it could be a T, arguably. A W, arguably. Yeah. Ne empata, you got it.
Lord of the land. And lost place. Okay, we go. And same thing over again. So we have Ini, Winu, MDE. Shawa.
Yeah, that's something, huh? Shawa. I think this is a TU at the end.
Yeah,
See,
Shawa.
that's slightly different. So I think that's a TU sign. And honestly, I think it's group writing, so it's probably just something like show TU or something. I don't think the two aleph birds are really pronounced, but yeah. Yeah, so far so good. So Shawatu or something like this. Should we bring it home? Maybe let's do the end.
Go ahead. So we have you, Besh, Ni Pai.
Yeah. Pai.
And oh wait, there's four Fedu. Four. And we have Geredu.
That's right.
Well, they're not using sherry for children, huh?
Say again.
No, I said Middle Egyptian, Gered is a common word for children. They're not using sherry here.
No, it is Gered still. They both exist. Sherry lives on as Shere in Coptic, and Gered lives on in Bohairic as Chroti. It's a different word. It still has a ch initial instead of a sh. So it doesn't live on in Sahidi for whatever reason. It does live on in Harpocrates. Harpocrates, Horus the child, Har, Ep, and then krates is the way how the Greeks try to approximate cheroti or chrati, because they don't have a sh sound or ch sound, so they make it into a k. So that word actually lives on for quite a while. But sorry, I went on a bunny ride.
That's fine.
So iftu and cheredu or inherit.
And then we have you, Pa, Du. M-Y, emu. Oh, wait, no, I missed the E there. The seated man. Oh, no, that's all part of the word. D-U. And then M-Y, emu. Emu. Yeah. Y, emu.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you got it. So let's translate it real quick and then.
Let's go back here. All the way back to the E. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. And,
So is this the past tense converter window, or am I going?
That's
Too
a,
far off here.
that's a great question. So when has a few different meanings. It could be the past tense converter. What else can it be?
Um, the verb to, I guess the verb to exist, or
Right. And the combination, this is really interesting. The combination when it exists, MD with, and then somebody. For example, in this case, it exists with me, is basically the late Egyptian way of how to say I have. So when Tai X means
Mm.
something X exists with me. Literally, that's what it literally is, but it basically translates into English, I have. This is also how you say it in Coptic. So Wentai, I have, Wentak, you have, Wentaf, he has, and so on. It's just basically, it works like the verb to have in English. Kind of cool. So here's a whole string of these. And Ihnen is if.
So we have if exist with what's the word? Ahut
Those are fields.
fields. Yes, fields. This was fields.
Where were we?
Right
Lost
there.
my bearings here. Oh, down here somewhere, right? Here, yes.
One above, yeah, right there.
Mhm.
With fields.
Field.
And this is this the word for farmer or not farmer?
No, you're correct. You're thinking of the word for farmer that is derived from sechet. But sechet by itself is also just like field, although that doesn't make much sense here. So let's use the dictionary for help. Sechet. Na, what am I doing wrong? Oh, yes. Switch over to. There we go. Sechet. Marshland, country.
Okay.
And I think the word you're thinking of for farmer is where do we have him? Should be somewhere here towards the bottom.
Saheti?
Say again?
Saheti?
Yeah, Secheti, right? It's just Secheti. It's just a nisbe.
That's a
So
Nisbe, yeah, right. Yeah,
the country person. Okay. So Ihnen when MD achet Sichet.
The fields and the marshland, or in the marshlands, or
So the whole thing then? In straightforward
if
English?
oh oh come on, with the fields and the marshlands. So if it exists, or if it is with, okay, oh, I said it's not an it though, right?
I mean, literally it says that if there exists with me, blah, 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 but just make it into I have. If I have,
If I have fields in the marshland
right.
or other marshland,
If I have any fields in the country or in the marshlands, yes, that's right. That's right.
and we have if I have, or if with me, if I have things, all things of the land.
Right. If I have any things of the land, any past fits better here. If I have any things of the land, yes.
And if I have, oh wait, and if I have given to me, or
It's still if I have, but then comes this
oh
complicated
yeah, okay,
word.
you're right. If I have, and then we have sawatiu, or
Does anybody know? Otherwise, I'll have to look it up.
sawatiu.
I think it means goods, but let's see what we get. Shall to you. There it is. Merchandise. Yeah. Well. Sorry, it disappeared. Here we go. This one. I would any commercial goods question mark. So not just any produce, but if I have any commercial goods. And if you're all confused, it will be revealed or why that's important in the next line.
Oh, sorry, I was talking. And they, Besh,
Pesh, I think, is divide.
right, two. And they divide two. This is four. Okay, I see. And they are divided basically, I guess, amongst or my children or my four children.
Mhm.
And what we had at Ubadi.
Badiou is just another spelling of Pendiou, her younger brother.
Ah, okay. So his four children and Bendiu, Bendiu, M-Y-M-U. M-Y-M-U. M-Y. As the, or as a, M-Y-M-U.
Just like in English. It's actually the same. If you think of M as
As a, or as, or Y. Soul, I know it means soul or unique, but
true, but it can also just be the most basic meaning of wa is wa.
A or the.
Oh, true, but no, think even more basic.
It's one.
Was now schommt, basically.
One.
Just one.
One, right?
Yes,
Just
just
one.
one. One imu.
One there or one's there, one there. Those.
Oh, better with among.
What's it again? I didn't hear you.
Sorry, like among.
Oh, among. Emu here is okay. Those there. Those among. Like the one among them.
That's right. You got it. Mm-hmm.
One among them.
You got it. Let me just repeat what you just said. So, if I have any fields in the countryside, if I have any goods of the land, if there is with me, if I have any merchandise, EU, Erbosch, and by Iftu and Heret, they will be divided to my four children, EU Padiu, Emwa, Imu, Pandiu being one among them.
Mhm.
So this is an if-then sentence. I guess this would be the protasis in English. The condition basically coming at the beginning with the inen, and then the apodosis, the consequence being, I hope I have this right. I think so. I'm prone to get those mixed up. But basically the condition at the beginning, the consequence at the end. And that one is, in this case, I think that's a third future. Although technically, I think it's a third future. That's why I put a little R in between.
Does being one among them mean equally divided?
Exactly.
Or okay?
I think that's what she's trying to say. You're all equal now. The four of you. You're all my children. You all get a fourth of my inheritance. And if anybody else comes and disputes that, bring the donkey. No, I mean, basically.
So they each get the same amount so that they don't fight amongst themselves.
I think that's how this is supposed to be read, which is interesting because, I mean, yeah.
And maybe also meaning that Pandiu is one of them. He's
Yes.
not different from the other three,
Exactly.
who have a different relationship to her, don't they?
The way I read
That's
it,
right. That makes
I think it means exactly that equally among the four of them.
right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
Great job. So let me see. We're almost at the end. Any questions, or otherwise can I X this out?
I just had a quick question about the part after the expletive, where the word slave is used. Is the
Yeah.
extra read leaf there? Is that first person? But it's before the determinative. Is that just one of those hypercorrection type things where you have like an extra oo or an extra e sound?
No, I
Going in
don't.
there?
I don't think it's a
'Cause you wrote
hypercorrection. Let me find it.
you wrote Voke or Boke and or Bach.
Here, no?
Yeah, and there's a yud, there's a read leaf right after it before the determinative.
Yeah, it's certainly not the first person. They don't do that anymore.
Okay.
That must have looked like pyramid text to them if you do that. But
Okay.
that raises the interesting question, what is this?
Because
Is that
if it
a
were
vowel
direct
marker,
speech,
maybe?
it could. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying maybe it's a vowel marker or something like that, maybe.
I
Or
think so. I mean, it is walk.
Oh, maybe it's like Voki, where it's the feminine version.
I wonder what the plural of walk is. Walk is. Give me
Because the
one.
masculine's Voke, but the feminine is Voki, right? So
Right.
maybe it's aligns with that gender spelling.
Maybe, but then again, why would you do this? I mean, they're mixed gender. Normally, then the masculine would prevail. But let me see what the plural is. Now,
Oh
the
yeah.
plural is really weird. The plural is Eviaik. But I think you're on the right path. It's probably some kind of vowel marker trying to tell us
Okay.
that there is something there. Um, hmm, not completely sure. Eviaik. Eviaik.
So that word is meant to be a collective plural, or it is plural there.
Let's see. Benze MD FM. Hang on.
Anyone call one of them a slave? That sounds singular in English, but I don't know if it's plural in Egyptian or meant to be like a collective.
Yeah, I mean, literally it says Benze they, Benze MDif. Not are they with him, they're not with him. M Mbeki. MRA. I mean, you could say in English they're not with him as slaves anymore, right? Actually, we would use the plural there.
Oh, I actually meant the one after a couple lines down. So Jed
Here.
Bach ear,
Oh,
because that is the same spelling,
oh, I
but
didn't
it's
catch that.
singular. Yeah.
Oh, very good point.
And you also wrote Bacher or Bakir or something in the transcription, which I think you meant Bach space R. But
Oh, did I mess that up? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that was supposed to be
sorry, very
thank you.
odd, nitpicky. No,
I can't fix it anymore, but yeah, thanks for the call out. You're right. That should have been back.
no problem.
You're right. So this is singular, and the one up here is plural. And so you see both the singular and the plural have that. Is the assumption that there was a vowel there? Really interesting question. I don't know.
Good, cool. Just wanted to point that out because it's kind of a
No,
weird
you're
thing.
right. It's a good one. You're right. Very cool. Let me see. Sorry about that.
Did you guys already go through the hieratic for this, or is that something you're doing for these sessions?
We haven't really done that systematically.
No worries.
Let me see.
That would be interesting to do. I find it incredibly hard to read.
I mean, we could definitely do that if you guys like next time round. I don't think we're going to manage in the last 2 minutes. But let me see if I can bring this thing home real quick. So let me make an attempt here. Where were we? We were here. So my 4 children, Pandio among them.
as for
Um,
those here, right there.
oh yeah, that's right. Irna. Yeah, you want to go?
Okay. So we have ir, na, or nau,
I'll leave it at now.
ina, medet,
Mhm,
medet, medut,
mhm,
medut. Then we have e, jed, jer, el, jeru.
mhm. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, sepsin or sepsina.
exactly. Ajeru. Yeah. She's
Jeru,
repeating
jeru.
it. I think. Yeah. Okay. What happens to those words?
Then we have set, sewage,
Yep.
set sewage.
And I'm just going to transcribe it as suj because I think that's what that is, commanded.
We have ni, pa,
Oh, yeah.
ni, pa, ni, pa. Du,
That's right.
pa, I, but not pa, I. Pa, yes, pa. Sherry,
That's right.
Inuk.
Uh-huh. Anak, very good. I'll continue down here.
Iret,
Very good. Iret.
or is that irtu, ne?
Who knows? Yeah. Let's leave it there for the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Ne, nefer.
Nefer.
Then we have ue, charet. Charet. Ue, charet.
That's right. And Kharet is widow.
Yeah, there's a little woman after, yeah. Charet.
The hair
Ni,
too.
Did I mess up?
oh yeah.
Oh, the hair, yeah.
The hair
Right,
was the
okay.
widow pulling out your hair because you're grieving, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, is that it? Okay, maybe, huh?
I don't know. That's a guess. It's Greeks did that. I don't know if the Egyptians did that too.
Yeah, Egyptians too. Yeah, they had women that follow processions, pulling their hair out. Funeral processions, yeah. Ni, iu, pa, I. Then we have a man here. Ha, mut.
First this word. Hai.
Hi, yeah, hi. Hi,
Hai is husband.
husband. Mut,
That's right.
or met. Mut.
Good.
And
That's right.
tu,
All right. Where are you? You're here?
yeah, right before yeah,
Okay.
met.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah,
This is
that met?
It's a new
met there?
sentence. No, this is M
Oh,
something.
we stopped there. Okay.
Okay.
Keep going? Or you just want to?
Maybe I do the final one because that's not that exciting. But what do you make out of the two you had so far? And I hope
So we
everybody's
have-
okay if we're going like 2-3 minutes over.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let me shrink the screen down. There we go. All right. So we have so as for those as for those words,
Mhm.
then we have irjed that I have not that I have said.
No, you got it. That I have said. That's exactly what it is.
That I have said
Mhm.
to not to the limit, or I guess with respect to boundary, their boundary.
Technically, but you could just say like in total or all of them or in totality.
In totality.
Mhm.
And then we have in totality, them. What is Soj again? Soj?
I thought it was something like commanded, but let's look it up.
Is it bequeath? I mean, that's
Decree fits well. I like it. I
a
think
good
decree
old
is a-
word.
That's
Really.
right.
There's a nice word. Bequeath.
Decree, I think, would work. Here it says transmitted. I would rather
Is
go with your
that now
decree.
translated, or is that
You mean fair?
once we find the vocab for that?
Hang on. I apologize for the delay here, but let's look it up. Do they spell it this way?
A sign. I'm looking at my Middle Egyptian dictionary. It's a sign. Yeah.
A sign. Also
Yeah.
good. Yeah, to hand over, to bequeath.
Hand
Bequeath
over.
is good too. A sign is good. I like that too. So let's go with a sign or bequeath. So as for all the words that I've said in their totality, said suj en patiu paisherianak.
You lost me. Pajet. Oh, Pajet. Oh, where Pajet? Or
Mhm.
so the one who has given this, is that right? The one or they who have given this child or these children.
Oh, wait, no, I lost you. Padiu is the name of her brother, now adopted son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Badiou is the name. Badiou. So okay, so after Badiou, but what about this Pa Isheri? This
Oh, imagine that is separated by a comma. So set they the words such and pai padiu comma pai sherianak,
these children of mine, these my children,
the son of mine. Mhm.
or son, like you said,
Mhm.
children, the son of mine.
Yeah. So this here is, I think, a stative construction. They are assigned, or they shall be assigned, to Pandio, the son of mine.
Given I have made for any even okay, this is what I was asking you about. Is it a irtu any or is it a iret any?
Yeah, and it's tricky. So Ellie, for example, thinks that this is a another participle, which would make it who has done, right? It makes a lot of sense. The only thing that bothers me is it should really have like a little pathetic yacht. Like for example here, E Jedi, that I have said has that little pathetic yacht. So you'd really expect for you would really expect Iire, who has done Nefer. That would make an awful lot of sense. So I'm not sure why that's not there, to be very honest. But if I read it as an infinitive, it doesn't make any sense.
Huh?
Is Zeps now translated here? Right before the word we looked up.
This one here, this is just to double the Algero. I wouldn't worry too much
Okay.
about it.
Okay, no worries.
That's fine.
The dual song.
I would say for the moment, let's go with the participle just because we're out of time. So the one who has done Ninefer, Yui Emchadet, Yu Pahai, or Paichal, Chai Mut.
As a widow.
Mhm. Who as a widow? Yui.
Is it so? Is that right? I am as a widow,
Mhm. Me being as a widow, and Paichai Mut.
and the husband, or I guess, and my husband, excuse me,
Mhm.
um, one who died, one who is dead, or who died.
Being dead. Mhm. I would take the EU to be like a circumstantial, basically.
Okay.
So the whole thing becomes basically what you said, namely, as for all the words which I've said in their totality, they shall be entrusted, they shall be assigned to Pandiu, my son, sorry, this son of mine. Yes, thank you. I'm still thinking of him as my little brother, which you said like half a page above, and then suddenly it says son, but she's just adopted him. So they shall be assigned to my this son of mine. Maybe this here means who has done me good. Iwi emcharet, when I was a widow, pai chaimut, and my husband was dead. That makes some sense. I'm still struggling a little bit with the Irit, to be honest. I would expect a pathetic yacht, but it seems to fit. So let me quickly bring this home then. The rest is simply embach in front of mitri or mitriu or something. This is witnesses. I think somebody had it maybe. Witnesses kenu, ashau, many and numerous, and then come the name of the witnesses. Cheri or Cherei, ich, the stable master, Sutech Chap. So Seth is in his festival. Shemait, the singer, female singer, and Sutech, the singer of Sutech, and his name or her name is no of Sutech and Anti. Oh, is that part of the name? Let's see.
Tayu.
Anti
Hurry.
Tayu.
Hurry.
Tricky. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make out of this name. Let me cheat. What does Ellie make out of it? What are you called? Shemaid and Sutech. Tayucherit. Tayucherit. He thinks those. But isn't that a little? Oh, this is sorry. This is just.
It's a Horus glyph.
It's just a Horus glyph. It's just written differently from what I normally do. So funny. Okay, so it's just the singer of Sutech, Tayucherit. That makes sense. Then this little sign here is Ahutiu. That is a, what do you call that? Like a farmer. Ahutiu, the name is, I have to look again, Suawi, I guess. Yes, Suawiamun. And then also a Bach in front of Taimut Nefret. And finally, Shemaid in Anti. Here's the Anti. I knew there was an Anti somewhere in here. A lesser god. Anti, and I guess this is T and Teb. Yeah, this is tricky. Is it Nebet Hut? T net Nebet Hut, maybe? So yeah, so these are just the names. So long story short, I think we made it. We got through it. So where did we end? We had basically now she has adopted the three children of the maidservant. She set them all free. She has adopted her little brother, made them all co-equal, and she's made the little brother, now her son, the executor of the testament, basically, since he's been good to her ever since she's been a widow and since her husband died, basically. That's the most likely interpretation of this line. There is some dispute. There has been one article that basically claimed this is supposed to be read as like when my husband dies and I'm a widow. But this has also met some objections. I'm going to go with the assumption that this is supposed to say that he's already dead and she's already a widow and she's living together now.
That bit is just what they call a circumstantial clause, isn't it? The bit that's the UE.
Yes, I think so.
So
That's
it's a
right.
circumstantial thing tacked on the end of
Right.
a sentence.
Right. Yeah, I think if you wanted to say, do me good if my husband dies, I think you would do that differently. It wouldn't actually, the argument about the circumstantial is a good one. I think you wouldn't just mention that as a circumstantial. Hey, look at that. We have a whole family there. Hi there. All right, guys. We went way over. Any more comments or any more questions? Or should we close it for today?
Yeah, no questions.
All right. Well done. Not an easy text. It's a text that you'll find cited a lot, though. Because it has some, it's like grammar-wise, it has some peculiarities, as we've discussed. It's definitely late Egyptian. This is not the highly literary late Egyptian that you would see in, for example, Horus and Seth, which is only a few generations earlier, but it has completely different aspirations. It's supposed to be a piece of fine art, basically. And here we're dealing with something very technical. It's a will. I mean, it's a document for very practical purposes. So it's interesting linguistically. It's interesting certainly from a content perspective. That complicated construct that they come up with. I mean, the multiple adoptions going on. The husband adopting the wife adopting the younger brother, then setting everybody who's not free and making them her children. That's not maybe what you would have expected in terms of complexity for the late New Kingdom, but here we are. So yeah, hope that was enjoyable, and I would say next time then we continue with the next chapter in Nefer, which is, hang on. we had the prospective already, I believe. So the next one would be the imperative, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. What was the last one before that? It's been so long. Yes, we had the prospective. So it would be chapter 21, the imperative.
21.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging in there, and see you all then in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You.
Thanks very much.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Good weekend, guys.
Seeing you.